Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 28th of October 2023. In today's newspaper analysis, we are going to cover an important mapping topic and then we are going to cover additional topics. And these topics will help you to, let's say, qualify the UPSC prelims and mains exam. The current affair plays a very important role in your preparation. So it is important that you should be regular in attending these lectures, and also in case if you have any doubt, you can ask us through the comment section, and also we want you to participate through the comment section. And if these videos are helping you, just feel free to give a like to it. So with this, let us start the discussion and let us see the list of topics that we are going to cover in today's newspaper analysis. So these are list of topics that we are going to cover, right? So name of the newspaper articles along with their relevance with the syllabus and also page number according to the Hindu newspaper of Delhi edition is mentioned here. So Kuldeep, thank you so much for joining. So let us start the discussion. So we are going to talk about a topic which is, let's say, a mapping topic. Today we are going to discuss about a regional grouping. Name of this regional grouping is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We are going to understand about the membership of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. As we know that Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a security alliance, and this security alliance is being led by China. It has many member countries, and recently China has extended the membership of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now effectively Shanghai Cooperation Organization has 9 members. Earlier it used to have 8 members, but now it has 9 members. Which is the latest country to join Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Yes, the latest country is Iran. Iran has recently joined and it has become the 9th member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Okay, 9th member of SCO. Iran has recently joined this, right? So earlier it used to have only 8 members. Remember, Iran has joined as a full member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So who were the previous members? So the thing is like China is one of the member, Russia is other member, then India and Pakistan are 2 members. Okay, so India is a member, Pakistan is a member. Along with this, 4 countries from Central Asia have also joined this grouping. They are these countries: Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. Okay, only Turkmenistan did not join. As part of Central Asian countries, we study about 5 countries. They include Turkmenistan also. But out of those 5 countries, 4 countries are member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. These are Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. These are 4 members. Then China and Russia, 6. Then India and Pakistan, 7, 8. And then we have Iran has recently joined, which is 9th member. So name of the member countries I have listed over here. This map, I mean, like I have downloaded it from the internet, right? So it does not have mention of Iran as a member, means like, consider it to be a part of member itself. So that's why I have included names of SCO members over here. So Republic of India, Islamic Republic of Iran, Republic of Kazakhstan, People's Republic of China, like the Kyrgyz Republic, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Russian Federation, Republic of Tajikistan and Republic of Uzbekistan. Okay, so that's the thing. So over here you see Iran has been added. So they are the member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Apart from this, they have 3 observer states, and these are Afghanistan, then Belarus and Mongolia. So Afghanistan, Belarus and Mongolia are observer states to Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Then they have 14 dialogue partners also. Their names are also mentioned, right? So after this discussion, you download this particular PDF from the description of the YouTube video, and then you go through the membership once again. Remember the name of the members. It's going to help you to solve a question in prelims exam if it comes, right? So this is the importance of mapping section, because every day we include one topic where some gap is there, so that after covering that topic it becomes clear to you, so that you can solve a question in the prelims exam, right? So that's the thing. Again, over here, they have mentioned 8 countries, but the thing is Iran, this is Iran, Iran has become a member, and Iran is the 9th member of SCO, of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Okay, of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. That's the thing. Okay, so you need to read about Iran as well. Having understood this, now let us talk about the first topic of the day. This topic is very, very important because this topic talks about overhauling the criminal justice system. So the central government has placed 3 laws. These are known as criminal laws, right? So these criminal laws has been introduced in the Parliament of India. So what are these criminal laws? We are going to understand about them. And if these criminal laws are passed through the Parliament of India, which existing laws are they going to replace? We are going to discuss about that also. Okay, so now let us talk about these criminal laws one by one. Name of the topic that we are discussing today, right? Name of the topic is Panel holds back its report on crime bills. Panel holds back its report on crime bills. Okay, panel holds back its report on crime bills. So what are those crime bills we are going to talk about? Okay, so recently what has happened, the central government, right, central government has introduced criminal law bills. I mean, like bills that are going to overhaul or change the criminal law system in India. And what are these bills? The first bill that has been introduced by the government is known as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Okay, it is known as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So this has been introduced by the Parliament. In short, it is known as BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. The second bill that has been introduced by the Parliament, it is known as Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. Okay, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. Okay, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. This is the second bill that has been introduced. The third bill that has been introduced is known as Bharatiya Sakshya. Okay, it is known as Bharatiya Sakshya, in short BS. So this Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has been introduced as a bill, right? It has been introduced as a bill, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita Bill 2023. This bill is going to replace the Indian Penal Code. Okay, what it is going to replace? It's going to replace the Indian Penal Code of 1864, I think, right? So that's the thing. Apart from this, this Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita is going to replace the Criminal Procedure Code. In short, it is known as CRPC. Then Bharatiya Sakshya is going to replace the Indian Evidence Act. Okay, Indian Evidence Act. So if I talk about presently which laws are functioning, which laws are working in Indian criminal law system, these are the Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code and Indian Evidence Act. These 3 acts, these have colonial origin. These acts have been introduced by the Britishers when they were ruling on India. So when they have colonized India, so at that point of time they have introduced these bills in India, and these bills have been adopted by the, let's say, like, by the government of India, and these have become the part of criminal law system. So recently the central government of India has thought of, let's say, decriminalizing the criminal justice or criminal laws in India. For that they have introduced 3 bills. So it has been introduced with a positive connotation. But the thing is, these 3 bills that have been introduced, there are many things in these bills that are being opposed by the opposition members. It has many provisions that are thought like, it is not going to reform the system. Instead, like, they are going to meddle with the criminal law system. So that's why these three bills have been, let's say, like sent to the parliamentary standing committee. Okay, it has been sent to the what? Parliamentary standing committee. And the parliamentary standing committee is looking into these bills to see, like, whether these bills can be passed or not. So the thing is, it was about to be passed, but opposition members have raised their questions. They have said that the parliamentary standing committee should take more time to review these bills, to go through these bills, and only then, let's say, the opposition members have also suggested their changes in these bills. So they say that, parliamentary standing committee should go through these bills, and once they go through these bills, then they should rectify the errors. They should, let's say, introduce those suggestions into these bills, into these draft bills. That's the thing. Okay. So in this article, they have talked about that that panel holds back its report on crime bills. Okay. So this bill, I mean, in this article itself, they have mentioned that section 377 of the Indian Penal Code will be retained for cases of non-consensual intercourse with adults, all acts of carnal intercourse with minors, etc. Then it is also going to retain section 497 of IPC on adultery, making it gender neutral. Then it recommends that handcuffs should not be used on economic offenders, like that. Okay, so this is the thing. You need to go through this article also, but it is related to the criminal justice system. It is for reforming the criminal laws. And if I talk about, what is the history of criminal laws in India, you might have heard about, right, this Manu Smriti. So Manu Smriti was one of the first codified laws, right, that was introduced in Indian subcontinent in ancient times, right. So Manu Smriti was a kind of legal document, legal text, right, that talked about how to govern, right, what are the criminal justice system. Like, this has been the part of ancient India. So having understood this topic, let us quickly solve a very simple question. This question will help you to clarify your understanding related to these bills. It says, consider the following statements regarding crime bills or the bills that have been introduced by the parliament. One of the questions says the Indian Penal Code 1860 will be replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Indian Penal Code 1860 will be replaced by BNS. This is right. I mean, this. So this will be replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Once it becomes an act, once it gets passed. Second, it says the Criminal Procedure Code 1898 will be replaced by Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. This is also right. Both are right. So correct answer would be option C. Very simple question, just for our understanding of this topic. Okay, so having understood this, now let us talk about another topic. And before that, let's say we have also included explanation. In your free time, you can download this PDF from the description of the YouTube video, and then you can go through the solutions in your free time, right? So now let us talk about another topic. It says women can make the world better. So in this article, we are going to talk about all those women who have received Nobel Prize so far. We are going to talk about men also who have received Nobel Prize on economic sciences. So in this article, they have discussed about Nobel Prize in economic sciences have been given to how many women's, right, and how many men's. And also in this article, they have discussed in detail about all those women who have got Nobel Prize in economic sciences. After then, in this topic, the author has talked about that how women can make change into the society, into the economy, if their participation is counted, right? So we are going to discuss about that also. We are going to discuss about a principle of ancient philosophy. We are going to discuss about that as well. The principle in India, and we are also going to talk about a principle that is, let's say, there worldwide related to economics. Okay, so many things are there in this article that we are going to discuss. So let us start the discussion with it. So name of the topic that we are going to discuss is it says women can make the world better. Okay. It says women can make the world better. Women can make the world better. So this is the topic that we are going to talk about. But before we go into discussing this topic in detail, so this article, this article, how it is relevant, how it is important for us, it is important for GS paper 1, because this topic comes up with the idea of that supports feminism. Okay, it supports feminism. So that's why it is important for GS paper 1. How it is important for GS paper 3? Right? It is also important for GS paper 3. Why? Because through this article, they talk about economic participation of women, right? Women's participation in economy. Women's participation or women's contribution in economy, right? Women's contribution in economy. Also, it can be related with GS paper 2 as part of social justice. Okay, it can be related to GS paper 2 as part of social justice. So this topic has multidisciplinary approach, and we need to read this topic in a holistic manner, right? For that, so let us understand what do we mean by feminism. If we talk about the concept which is feminism, what do we mean by this? Feminism is an idea. This idea talks about that, women also should get, let's say, credit for the work that they do. They should be regarded, they should be respected in this society the way men are respected in this society. For example, people talk about patriarchy. Patriarchy means male dominance in this society, in the economy, in let's say in other areas as well. When we talk about feminism, so feminism supports the idea of women's participation. They advocate the right of women's equality as compared to men. And also they advocate the idea of freedom of women, okay, the concept of freedom of women and all. So this is feminism is important, and related to feminism, they, let's say, like in this article, they have talked about that women can make the world better, okay. So women can make the world better. So this article, the title of the article itself is, let's say, feminist in nature, because it supports the idea of feminism, that women can make the world better. Means like they're talking about that how women's contribution can make the world better. So we are going to discuss about it. So in this article, the author has talked about Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. Okay, Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. So it is important for us to remember that related to economic sciences, the award is not called as Nobel Prize. This award is called as Swaraj's Prizes on Economic Sciences. Okay, so it is, let's say, actually it is known as Swaraj's Prizes on Swaraj's Riks Bank Prize on Economic Sciences. Okay, it is known as Swaraj's Riks Bank Prize on Economic Sciences. So this is the, let's say, actual name of this award, but it is equated with Nobel Prize because it is also given by the same academy, right? The Nobel Foundation, it is given by the same academy. So that's why, it is, let's say, known as Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. If we talk about 2023 Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences, okay, so the 2023 Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences, it has been awarded to Claudia Goldin, right? Claudia Goldin is the name of the economist. She is a lady, she is a woman. She has been awarded the Swaraj's Riks Bank Prize on Economic Sciences for 2023. Why she was awarded? Because she has, let's say, improved our understanding of gender gap or gender disparity at workplace. Why women get lesser pay for the same work that they do at workplace. She has talked about this thing. And to support her idea, right, she has studied past 200 years of, let's say, economic participation history of women in the United States of America. After studying, she has come up with a curve, This is known as U-shaped curve. Okay, she has come up with a curve. It is known as U-shaped curve. So one part of the U-shaped curve, the part 1, it talks about a kind of agrarian economy. Which economy? Agrarian economy. So when there was agrarian economy, there was huge participation of women. Then second part is when the industrialization came. Okay, when industrialization came, so with that, the participation of women has gone down. But with the coming of the service sector, okay, with the coming of the service sector, the participation of women in economy has gone up. So Claudia Goldin has come up with U-shaped curve. She has given multiple reasons that, like, what makes the participation of women in industry less, what makes their participation in economy less. And also she has talked about, like, how these things can help, how these her study can help to make the world a better place by, let's say, like, crediting the work that the women are doing, not only at work but also at home, because in home they are involved in giving caregiving services. So in 2023, right, the Nobel Prize was given to Claudia Goldin. So this is one of the Nobel Prize that was given to women. The second Nobel Prize that we are going to talk about, it was also given to women in the year of 2019. Okay, in 2019. Her name is Esther Duflo. 2019. Again, her name is Esther Duflo. This particular woman was awarded Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2019. Why? For her experimental work in alleviating global poverty. Okay, for experimental work. Okay, for experimental work on alleviating global poverty. Alleviating global poverty, right? So this is the thing. I mean, like, she has helped in reducing global poverty by doing experimental work on economics, right? So this was the second Nobel Prize to women. Third means before that also, like, I'm taking it in a reverse order. The most recent is discussed first, 2023 Claudia Goldin, 2019 Esther Duflo, and in 2009, right, it was given to Elinor Ostrom, right? 2009 it was given to Elinor Ostrom. It was given to Elinor Ostrom. She is also a woman, and she won for explaining how local communities, most of them in developing countries, govern themselves. Okay, means how local communities govern themselves. Simple. How local communities, especially in developing countries, govern themselves. That's the thing. So far, if we talk about Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences, 90 Nobel Prize has gone to men and only 3 Nobel Prize has gone to women. This also showcases the gender disparity. This also showcases disparity of participation of women in studies in education, because if they are participating less in education, their contribution will be less, and hence, like, they are getting lesser number of economic sciences. But this also showcases a positive trend. It showcases that they also can get Nobel Prize, and 3 of the women have received the Nobel Prize so far. So it's a, let's say, positive outcome. Apart from this, the author has talked about the future of work. Okay, author has talked about future of work. Okay, we are going to discuss about it in this article itself. What? Future of work means, like, all of us are doing work, right? Earlier also we were doing work. Earlier, when the service industry came, it was easy, right? Service industry or service sector, it was easy for people to get full-time job, right? To get full-time job or permanent jobs in corporates and in other service sectors. But what is the trend now? If we talk about trend, now mostly people are getting their job in gig economy. What? In gig economy. Gig economy means a kind of sector where people are doing work for temporary period, for a short time period. For example, the drivers, Uber drivers, okay, Uber drivers or Ola drivers, right? So they are just connected with the like Uber or Ola, which are known as platform aggregators. They are, let's say, like, driving, and they are getting paid for a short term. They do not have any kind of social security. No social security is available to them. They are working day and night, and so this is known as gig economy. So the pattern that is emerging in the global economy, it is of gig economy. Gig economy pattern is emerging. Okay. So with gig economy, people are getting their job for short-term purposes, for short-term timing. They do not have social security. So this is the trend in economic participation. This is the trend that is emerging nowadays. So in this article, the author has talked about that thing also. And if I talk about the vision of globalization, okay, if we talk about the vision of globalization, just a minute. Okay, vision of globalization. Let's discuss about it. Vision of globalization. So what has been the vision of globalization? Globalization means it's a kind of concept related to economy. So it says one earth, one economy, one future. Okay, it says one earth, one economy, one future. This is the vision of globalization. And if we talk about, let's say, like, India has called for a different vision at G20. What is India's vision? India's vision. India has talked about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. What we have talked about? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So what do we mean by Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam? It means one family, one earth, one future. Okay, it means one family, one earth, one future. Okay, one family, one earth, one future. That's the thing. Okay, so this is the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So it is an ancient concept that has emerged in Indian civilization. So India has a different world vision. We see the entire world to be one family. We see the entire, all the people to be part of one family. We see it as one earth, and we see one common future for all of us. That's the thing. And if we talk about the sustainable development goals, okay, so in this article they have talked about sustainable development goals. So as part of sustainable development goals, there are 17 goals, there are 17 SDGs, and there are 169 targets. But to achieve these targets, we need to do more. The entire world needs to do more than currently what they are doing. And to achieve the sustainable development goal, we need to make the women also participate. Okay, so women's participation is important. Author says that women's participation is important for this as well. Okay, women's participation is important to achieve the sustainable development goals. And the thing is, like, if we talk about the economy, all the indicators of economy, be it, let's say, like, like there are many indicators of economic growth. These indicators are used by, let's say, economists around the world. For example, if we talk about the concept of GDP, gross domestic product only accounts the values that people get, right, for their work, the economic value that they get at their work in, let's say, formal or informal sector. So when men go to outside to do work, so they are getting paid. However, what about women? The women's contribution, I mean, like, women are mostly caregivers. So they are caregivers, and their caregiving activity is not, let's say, valued in economic terms. It is also not accounted. Okay, this is also not accounted as part of GDP. And since it is also not accounted, so the thing is like their contribution goes neglected. So the author says in this article that value of work of caring. So the masculine view of economy is a production machine driven by competition. A feminine view of economy is a society of human beings who care. So there are different approaches to it. So that's why the author says that, like, we need a paradigm change in the way how we value, how we account the national incomes of a country. So the thing is, women who are caregivers, their contribution should also be accounted, so that, like, we have a more human world. So in all, through this article, the author takes a feminist approach, right? Feminist approach to the world. It says women can make the world better. So we need the participation of women in the work, and also we need their contribution to be accounted whenever they're let's say, like, employed in caregiving work, so at household, like that. Okay, so finally the author says that the global male dominated money driven system of institutions of business and society needs an overhaul. That's the thing. Okay, so with this, let us solve a question quickly on this topic. It says, consider the following statements regarding sustainable development goals. Okay, we discussed about SDGs, we discussed about sustainable development goals. These goals have been adopted by all the members of the United Nations organization. It has been adopted and it has been targeted that we are going to achieve these targets in a period from 2015 to 2030, right? But the thing is, we are in the middle of achieving it. We are on 2023. Half of the time has already passed. Half of the time is remaining. Now in the remaining half time, the entire world needs to be proactive so that we can achieve the targets of sustainable development goals. So let's discuss about this question. It says, in 2015, all the countries in the United Nations adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This statement is right. There are 17 SDGs focused on 3 elements: peace, prosperity, and partnership. This statement is wrong. Although there are 17 SDGs, right? Although there are 17 SDGs, but the thing is, like, there are no 3, there are 5 elements. How many elements are there? There are 5 elements, right, as part of those 17 SDGs. So we are going to see those 5 elements also. What are those 5 elements? They are people, planet, peace, prosperity, and partnership. Okay, people, planet, peace, prosperity, and partnership. If we talk about peace, world peace, it is highly questioned now because Ukraine-Russia war is happening, Israel-Hamas war is happening, and at many places the world is not at rest. It is not at peace because of, let's say, like, a lot of issues that are happening, right? So this is an issue. Prosperity, I mean, like, when we talk about prosperity, this is also very difficult to achieve. I mean, like, most of the countries are struggling to achieve prosperity. Only except few countries, like developed countries, most of the countries are struggling on that front also. So with this, let us now talk about another topic. It says, a China-India partnership, its vast global potential. This is a very, very good topic. It's a topic related to international relations. Okay, so we are going to discuss this topic in detail. Name of the topic. A China-India partnership, its vast global potential. Okay, a China-India partnership, its vast global potential. Okay, its vast global potential. So why this topic is important? This is important for GS paper 2 of the mains exam. It's important under international relations. So we are going to discuss about bilateral relations between India and China through this article. We are going to discuss bilateral relations. So now let us understand, if we talk about India and China, they are one of the ancient civilizations in the world. So India and China, right? India and China are 2 ancient civilizations in Oriental, let's say in the Oriental wisdom. So they are ancient civilization. They are also known as Oriental civilizations. That's the thing, India and China. If we talk about India, India sees the world as one family, it sees one earth, and we see a common future. So we are, let's say our philosophy is based on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, okay? Our philosophy is based on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. If we talk about China also, China, the Chinese people have cherished the vision of a world of fairness and justice for the common good, okay? They have also, let's say, cherished this principle, a world of common and world of common and a world of fairness and justice for the common good. A world of fairness and justice, okay? A world of fairness and justice for the common good, right? For the common good. So that so Chinese people cherish this idea. Indian people cherish this idea, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It means one family, one earth, one future. So the thing is, these Oriental civilizations, these ancient civilizations have been staying, coexisting together. I mean, we have been coexisting side by side, right? So we have been coexisting together, and both the countries are making progress, right? Both the countries are making progress, and both these countries have potential, because if we talk about India and China put together, these two countries has 1/3 of the world population, right? 1/3 of the world population. So the thing is, these two countries, I mean, truly represent the voice of the world population, the voice of the world. I mean, these two countries together has 1/3 of the global population, 1/3 of the world population. And recently China has come up with a document, and this document is, I'm going to discuss about this document. So it has come up with a document, and this document says that we want to prosper together, and Chinese government has come up with this particular thing, which is known as Global Development Initiative, right? China has come up with 3 different kind of initiatives. It has mooted 3 initiatives. What are those initiatives? One of the initiative is known as Global Development Initiative. In short, it is known as GDI, Global Development Initiative. Second, it has come up with another thing which is known as Global Security Initiative. Okay, second is Global Security Initiative. Global Security Initiative. In short, it is GSI. The third that Chinese has come up with, it is known as Global Civilization Initiative. Okay, it is known as Global Civilization Initiative. Global Civilization Initiative. GSI. GCI, sorry, right? GCI, like this. So these initiatives of China, I mean, they have a world vision. They have a vision that Chinese can prosper along with the prosperity of the entire nation, of the entire world. And that's why, let's say, they attract other countries, they ask other countries to join their initiative. And through these initiatives, they want to promote the Belt and Road Initiative of China, which is known as One Belt, One Road Initiative. That's the thing. So the thing is, these two countries can together promote world peace and justice. In this article, they have talked about that the two nations have the responsibility and ability to responsibility, the ability and opportunity to chart the path for the world with Oriental wisdom. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so this is the thing. This topic talks about the shared common future of India and China. How these two countries can become the centers of world wisdom with Oriental thought, right? With Oriental wisdom, like that. Okay. So I hope you might have understood this topic. You can go through these. You can talk about this. What are the vision points of this? It says, keep to the correct direction of economic globalization. Jointly build an open economy that reflects the demands and represents the interest of developing countries. Unilateralism, protectionism, and decoupling and the zero-sum game of the winner takes all should be rejected, like that. Okay, so like we can have a shared common future. That's the thing. Go through this article to learn little more. It is really a good topic. Okay, it is related to IR. So with this, we came to another topic. It says mystery trial. Okay, what it says mystery trial. So let's discuss about this topic quickly. It's a very short topic. We'll be quick enough to cover this topic. Okay. It's mystery trial. So what has happened recently? I mean, like, Qatar, as we know, okay. So what has happened? Qatar is a Gulf country, and in Qatar there are 8 people, and these 8 people have become prisoners in Qatar, right? And these 8 people are former Indian Navy officials. Okay, former Indian Navy officials, right? Former Indian Navy officials. These 8 prisoners have been held, let's say, like, has been awarded death penalty in Qatar by their courts. Why? Because of espionage charges of spying, right? Because of espionage charge. That's the thing, espionage charge, because of charge of spying. So they say like these 8 people were spying the developments in Qatar, and they were like, espionage charge related to some kind of stealth, right? Stealth submarine. So the Qatari officials, they say, I mean, like, although the kind of trial that has happened, this trial was not open, the details are not available even with India, but so Qatar might have been developing some kind of stealth submarine, and the information related to the stealth submarine may have been, let's say, like, according to the news reports, that those information might have been passed on by these officials to a third country, right? To a third country. So that's why these people have been charged, they have been trialed in Qatar, right? This trial was done in secrecy, and they have been awarded death penalty. Although, I mean, like, it only a sentence has been given, they have not been hanged, they have not been killed yet. But the thing is, government of India does have a responsibility of protecting its citizens, right? So that's why the Ministry of External Affairs from the government of India is thinking of taking all possible steps so that we can save these people. So one of the steps that is, let's say, like, that is being sought after is, let's say, like, the step related to clemency. What do we mean by clemency? Clemency simply means it's a part of, let's say, like, international law, it's a legal framework. According to clemency, I mean, like, people who are awarded some sentence. So clemency means a kind of mercy, okay, some kind of mercy or some kind of leniency can be shown, right? Or some kind of mercy can be awarded, and once leniency and mercy is awarded, so their death sentence may be converted to some other form of sentence. And the thing is, India and Qatar, what? India and Qatar does have, right? India and Qatar does have good diplomatic ties. India and Qatar has good diplomatic ties with them. In Qatar, around 7 lakh Indian citizens are residing there, working, right, in various posts, and there are huge number of Indian expatriates, like Indian diaspora, who are there in Qatar. So the thing is, like, Indian government, being a responsible government, it is, let's say, taking all possible measures to bring back these people, right? To bring back these people, and so that even if let's say some charges are proven against them, so those people can be put in Indian jails. And related to it also, there have been, let's say, many agreements between India and Qatar. Those agreements we are going to discuss, let's say, in the next article. There is another article on the similar topic that we are going to discuss. Okay, so in this article they have discussed that, like, let's say, clemency and leniency can be sought, because the death sentences that have been awarded, it has to be approved by the monarchy, by the king of that country. Once he approves, only then these people can be hanged. That's the thing. But Government of India, the Prime Minister of India, has developed good ties, good relationship with the King of Qatar. Okay. So this is precisely a follow-up article on this topic itself. It says, pursue all legal political options in Qatar case, say experts. So according to experts, India should pursue all legal and political options in Qatar to bring back all those 8 people who have been charged of espionage, who has been awarded death penalty, right, by their courts. That's the thing. Okay. So the thing is, like, in India, like, Indian government has signed bilateral ties with Qatar. I'm going to name these ties because, like, they will help you to write an answer if needed, right? If a question comes, it is transfer of, so I'm going to write the names also. Transfer of sentenced persons, okay, under this agreement. So there was an agreement between India and Qatar. So that, according to that agreement, so the like, those people who are convicted of some sentence, okay, so the thing is, like, this is transfer of sentenced persons. So those people who are Indian citizens who are convicted of some offense in Qatar, those people can be transferred to India, so that, like, they can remain in Indian jails, so that they can stay nearby their relatives, their family members, so that family members can also visit. Okay, so it's a good initiative. And all those Qatari people, let's say, like, if they are in India, if they are charged of some offenses, they will be sent back to Qatar and they will serve their sentences in Qatar jails. That's the thing. Okay, this is this is one of the agreement that is signed between India and Qatar. Apart from this, let's say, like, there was another thing which is known as, like, let's say, biennial Doha International Maritime Defense Exhibition conference in Qatar. Okay, so India participates in this particular conference, and India has developed good ties. So this is the King of Qatar, okay, and this is, let's say, Prime Minister of India. Okay, so this is the thing. So having understood this, let us now move to another topic. This topic is very, very important. We have discussed this topic earlier also. There was a question asked by UPSC in the mains exam from this topic. Okay, name of the like, it is based on Chandrayaan 3. So it says, Vikram kicked up 2 tons of lunar dust, say scientists. As we know that Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has sent Chandrayaan 3 mission. Okay, we have sent Chandrayaan 3 mission. This Chandrayaan 3 mission has landed on the south pole of the moon. Let's say this is the moon, right? It has landed on the south pole of the moon. So the thing is, the landing activity was done by a lander module, which is known as, this lander module is known as Vikram lander. Okay, lander module is known as Vikram lander. So when this Vikram lander touched down on the surface of the moon on 23rd August, right? When it touched down on 23rd August 2023, okay, 23rd August 2023, it has, let's say, made a soft landing on the south pole of the moon. That soft landing has, let's say, like, made around 2 tons of dust, right? 2.06 tons of lunar epiregolith, okay, lunar epiregolith, or it is known as dust, right? And this dust has made a kind of halo around the Chandrayaan, and this has been recently reported in a report, right? It is known as characterization of ejecta halo on the lunar surface around the Chandrayaan 3 Vikram lander using OHRC imagery in Journal of the Indian Society of Remote Sensing. So in a journal, a paper was published, an article was published. In that article, they have mentioned that the landing, the touchdown that happened of the Vikram lander, it has made around 2 tons of this thing, I mean dust, or this is known as epiregolith of let's say moon, to make a halo around this lander module. Okay, so this is Vikram 3's lander module on the surface of the moon, on the south pole of the moon, and we have discussed about it earlier also. And this study of this dust was done by the orbiter module of Chandrayaan 2. The Chandrayaan 2 orbiter acquired hours before after landing, means like Chandrayaan 2 has been doing studies, because the orbiter module of Chandrayaan 2 is still functioning, right? It has been sent in 2019. However, that mission could not make a soft landing on the surface of the moon. That's why we have sent a follow-up mission. This is Chandrayaan 3 mission. So its objective was to touch down, to let's say make a soft landing on the south pole of the moon, to display, to demonstrate the rover, to robe on the surface of the moon. And third thing was to conduct in situ chemical analysis, to conduct, let's say, like, study on the surface of the moon. So all these three objectives have been achieved by the Chandrayaan 3 module. And if I talk about the lunar day, one lunar day has 14 Earth days. So the lifetime of this mission was one lunar day, 14 Earth days. So during that time, it has given a lot of information to India through ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. So having understood this, now let us talk about another topic. It says Mizoram has the highest cancer incidence rate in India. So we are talking about one of the state in northeastern part of India. Okay, we are talking about the northeastern part of India. We are discussing about one of the state in northeastern part. Okay. So this is the northeastern part of India. Over here we have Sikkim, like over here we have Meghalaya, then we have Mizoram, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, like that. So Tripura. So like, one of the state in northeastern India, which is Mizoram, right? Mizoram, okay, one of the state in northeastern India, Mizoram. So here a study was conducted. Okay, a study was conducted. Let me write. Okay, so a study was conducted on Mizoram, in Mizoram. So according to that study, they have identified that there is high prevalence of cancer. What? High prevalence of cancer among the people in Mizoram. So man in Mizoram, they suffer from a different cancer, and women suffer from a different cancer. So like, the death rate among men and women is very high. So like, if we talk about man, it is stomach cancer. Okay, man has a kind of cancer which is stomach cancer. And if we talk about women, right, if we talk about women, they have lung cancer. They have lung cancer. And the society in Mizoram is a kind of, it is endogamous tribal people. Okay, this society is of endogamous tribal people. Tribals, endogamous tribals, means within their clan, within their family, people marry one another. Okay, endogamous, I mean like they do not marry outside their clan. That's the thing. So a report was published, recently, and name of the report is, let's say like, name of the report here in this article they have mentioned. I'll talk about. It is Cancer Awareness, Diagnosis and Treatment Needs in Mizoram, India. Evidence from 18 years trend. Okay, it was published in The Lancet Regional Health and Southeast Asia. This is the name of the report where they have mentioned that like, there is high prevalence of people, let's say like, dying because of cancer in Mizoram. All right. So with this, we'll talk about another topic, and this is probably the last topic for the day, right? Here it says court should not go by the background of the witness alone. So the thing is like, there was a case in one of the state in India. In that case, what has happened? In that case, let's say like, there was a high court. That high court, let's say like, took the opinion of a witness, and according to the opinion of the witness, they have convicted people. Okay, they have convicted people, and these people are in jail, right? What has happened? There was a house. In that house, one woman, I mean like, her voice came, I mean like her sound came, and one of the neighbor has heard about her sound. She did not go to her home. Instead, she talked to the children of the women that like, see your mother inside the room, and then make a call to the police. and these people have made a went inside the home. They have found that women to be died. Okay, so women has already died. Okay, women has already died. Okay, so the thing is, according to this person, two people have ran away after killing these women, right? So High Court has given a verdict in which, like, these two people have been, let's say, like, convicted. But recently Supreme Court of India has, let's say, made those people free. Supreme Court of India has said, like, we should not only go by the background of the witness, okay, background, like, the literate and God-fearing person. So this is not a, let's say, legally identified thing. Okay, so court has said that the High Court should look into other parameters also, other factors also, before acquitting a person or before, let's say, convicting a person. So that's all for the time being. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.